Welcome to Crafty Café, a monthly offering from the Pflugerville Public Library, usually held the third Sunday of each month and currently being offered virtually. I'm Meg Miller, an Adult Services Librarian, here with another fun craft geared for ages 12 and up. Those who registered through the library calendar can pick up their material supply kits between January 10th and January 23rd. For everyone else watching, we hope you're able to give this project a try. Let's get started by gathering materials for this envelope journal.
Here we have this month's material supply kit. So we're getting them in these Ziploc bags, and included you will have, of course, because we're making an envelope journal, we'll have 12 of these 5x7 craft paper envelopes. They are adhesive strips there on the inside. We also rated our washi stash to be able to provide 2 rolls of washi in each of the kits, one small solid color and one larger patterned. Additionally, we are providing a washable marker and a fine line pen of different colors. You should have 2 pieces of chipboard. This is the 5x7 chipboard that will make our covers for the envelopes, and then 2 additional cream colored cardstock pieces that we can use to help us decorate. Beyond what you get in the kit, there are a few things you might want to try and gather. If you've got a pair of scissors, that will help as you're decorating your journal. Something that you can use to attach, you'll be able to use the washi tapes we've provided, or if you've got just some glue, either like an Elmer's glue or a podge that you can use to attach things. Even if you've got one of these glue runners, that double-sided tape would be great to affix things to our journal. And additionally, I'd recommend gathering just some things you've got around that you might want to use to decorate your journal. I've got some stickers here, different leftover stickers from journaling, ones that I can color, just a heart punch. This I found in a closet around here. It is a card from the 2012 groundbreaking for this current library building. I thought that was something that would be cool to include. A piece of note paper that's got these cute animals on it. And then some publisher was providing it's basically wrapping paper, but it's got all these great book covers on it. So I thought that was something I could use. So once I've got all of my material together and a clear space to work, we can get started on our envelope journal. First steps here for our envelope journal are to get your envelopes. You're going to take 2 right off the bat and our 2 pieces of chipboard. And these are going to form our cover. So the chipboard gives us that solid base to make it feel a little bit more like a hardcover book. So I'm just going to slide each piece of chipboard into one of the envelopes. Here. And then so they are going to form our 2 covers. You are going to have one, depending on how much you want your journal to be changeable, will depend on how much of the adhesive you use. So because this is the cover, I do want it to be held together very well. I'm going to go ahead and pull off one piece. I'm going to slide this in here fairly far. Not all the way matching, but kind of giving myself a little bit of a spine there. Making sure I'm just about on, and then I'm just going to press down here so that adhesive goes on the back of that board there. And then I've got my second. I can match up my edges so that my spine there, and then you see I've got my little bit of area. So we're going to take this adhesive strip off now, making that spine there, and then folding over and pulling my adhesive down. So there we have the cover of our journal. You can see I've got a little bit, and I can use to make that spine a little bit more visible, I'm just going to make a crease here, bringing the chipboard to the end of the paper, making sure that my top and my bottom match up before I make that crease in there. And there, now I've got a really good crease on the spine that I can bring back together, and my edges match up. So there's our cover here. For our interior pieces, if you're familiar with kind of junk journaling or things like that, you really are going to use these envelopes to store mementos. A project like this I think would be really cool for a year type thing. So for all the concerts I went to, photos from the year, different things like that. That I can save up together. So for my interior envelopes, and if you've got other 5x7 envelopes in other colors, feel free to use them. We're just doing this in this kind of basic craft color. So my first page of my journal, I'm going to take one of the envelopes. I'm actually going to fold the flap backwards. So here's the interior of my envelope. Here's what would be the front of my envelope. I'm going to fold this flap backwards. And then I'm going to slide into my cover. And as I mentioned, depending on how permanent you want your journal to be, you can remove that strip and make that adhesive really stick in there. If not, I can just leave that strip on there, and I could change this envelope out at any point in time that I want to. So my top crease of my envelope kind of matches to the edges, and there's my first page. And I'm just going to continue that process for my next 10 pages with the envelopes that I have. Sliding in. There. And you can see this envelope wants to give me a little bit of trouble getting in there. There we go, that side moves in. I'm just trying to be kind of gentle so I don't tear any of the edges. Okay, reach down in there. There we go, that's perfection. Fold that right over. So that's 1, 2, 3 pages. My fourth page. And on there. Page 5. And I could see if some of my envelopes aren't sitting right, my pages start to kind of move above the sides of my cover. I'm just going to make sure that I get that in there, checking as I go through. All right, just a couple more left. Construction of your envelope journal shouldn't take you too long. It'll really be the decorating where you'll get to get into the detail and really make these envelope journals yours. For our final envelope page here, what I'm going to do so that I can take care of this piece of the chipboard that is visible on that back cover or front cover, depending on how you ultimately decorate. But I do want to kind of cover that up. So the more envelopes I get into the book, the little bit more difficult it is to fit this envelope there. So that's 9 in. Got the front cover here, our first page. So going this way, all of the envelopes are on the left as I turn pages. And then my final envelope, I'm going to bring around to this side. So that I can cover here. All right. And if I want to use this as my front cover, I still have that there, and then I get my one page. Or I could also give my 10th, so this is another option for you, give my 10th page exactly as I did my first 9 going this way. And then as I mentioned, I had that really cool card from the groundbreaking of this building, and I think I'd love to use that as my back cover. So instead of using one of the envelopes, I'm going to slide this in, and so then as I open it, this is going to be that back cover. Now you see we've got one side of our journal does have the flap there glued on. I am going to recommend that that's where you cover, either using one of your pieces of cardstock. You can kind of get that glued on there and give yourself like a wide range of space to decorate or mark up. Taking your washi tape, one of your rolls, you could use that to keep that piece of cardstock down. Actually, I do like that idea. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Coming just above the bottom of my cover there. Do the same on the top. Because washi is a kind of more of a paper-based tape, even if you don't have scissors, you should be able to fairly easily kind of just tear that paper, and it will work. Let's see, I've got my smaller roll here. And I can do some other accents. Coming around the side. Let's see, I even think I want to go onto the inside. There. Oh. Another nice thing with washi is it's not usually a very strong adhesive. So if you're very gentle, like there, my little angle got kind of messed up as I put that down. So there, I can do that. Give myself another one at the top. That looks about the same. So tear and wrap around. So I can do a cover along the lines of that. In my example, the seam, the flap that's coming over is actually hidden under this row of washi tape. Fortunately, I didn't have quite enough glitter to send everyone a roll of glitter, but you see I did follow that all the way around to the inside. And then it's really just up to you how you continue to decorate each piece of your, each page of your journal here. So let's see some of the things I have. I think on the inside, I definitely want to remind myself what year it was. that I created this journal, and where, most likely where all of this stuff will come in at. I've got some little stickers that I didn't use on like a calendar. You know, maybe something, if I had something like this, I could, you know, these are something that I love. This was something from the house this year. I did actually recently get a new car, so some fun car things. If you've got, so I've got this little awesome puppies and kitties stationery that I had found. I really feel like using this would be a great decoration. Oh, pretty perfect. So it looks like if I come and trim right next to Kitty's little shoulder here, I'm gonna add my double stick tape right onto the back here. Oop, oop, that is really adhesive. All right, one more line. And I'm going to just slide them right here at the edge. Oh, and trim just a little bit more. So I could really collage these pages in any way that I wanted to. Got that little heart. And again, if it's something that maybe I don't particularly want to cut up, apparently this is some fairy and butterfly that I printed out in April of 2006. So maybe it's not something that I really want to necessarily trim up or use. I can use that pocket to just kind of slide that right in there. And so then as I open, so we can see, here's a great example. So I started decorating pages. Some of my envelopes shifted because I did not remove all of the adhesive to adhere them. So they are a little bit more mobile, as I mentioned. So no worries, since they are not completely down, I can move that back in, and then there we go. My journal is perfect again, and I can close it. Some more. Right here in the middle. And I just thought this was a really cool way. I am personally someone who keeps old cards, and I thought this would be a great way to hold on to some of those memories and display them in a really cool way. We hope you enjoy this month's Crafty Cafe, and as always, we would love to see some pictures of your completed projects, and we look forward to seeing you again next month.